And I'll say this, I do not support all black politicians. I do not. And I think that, and that doesn't mean that I think that black politicians should face the racist vitriol that they do. Of course, I don't think that, and I'm gonna stand up for that all the time, and I will do that. But at the same time, I don't think that means that we have to treat black politicians with kid gloves. I think that is in and of itself a form of anti-blackness. Like some people absolutely refuse to hold Kamala Harris accountable at all for losing the 2024 election. And that is both ludicrous because not only was she the sitting vice president, lady had been a senator, an attorney general, she had been a politician for years. Now, Joe Biden deserves most of the blame for that election loss, and I say that all the time. But to suggest that Kamala Harris, as a black woman, just because in and of being a black woman, holds no blame for that is ludicrous, and that does not help Kamala Harris. In fact, because again, that lady wants to run for president in 2028, I would argue that that harms her, right? It does not set her up for success. It says to her, well, you lost because you're a black woman. Nothing you can do about that, girl. Not your fault. What? No, no, that does not help them. And to suggest that I'm going to support a black politician simply by nature of them being a black Democratic politician, I'm not. No, and there are different levels of support. The
So what we see here, we see a black woman, liberal black woman that's confused, right? But she actually has a point here. Just because you black don't mean I have to vote for you. That's what the Democrats been doing to a lot of black people. That's what they banking on. Black politician, we got the black vote. You saw that with Jasmine Crockett just recently. Saw that with Kamala Harris, who failed miserably because they thought the black people were going to vote for them because that they are black. But black people are waking up. We see the scam. Yes, you may be black, but you're doing nothing for black people. So what does that show you? It shows you as a traitor. That's what it is. So we see a lot of black people now, we're saying, we don't care what color you are. We just want to know what you're going to do for the black community. Or if you're just going to make things equal to where we can have an opportunity to win and make money. That's what it's all about. We're no longer falling for the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions dancing in stage. We're not falling for the you at the club, you coming to the churches, acting like you're a preacher. Black people are no longer falling for that. Just because you're a black politician does not mean you're gonna get the vote. Look at the string of black politicians we've had. Mayor Johnson, terrible. Brandon Scott, terrible as well. Budget going up. Kamala Harris, terrible. We see a lot of black politicians who get the opportunity of power, but they do nothing for the people that they're supposed to represent. That's why you just check the track record. We're not just being upset for no reason. We're thinking and we're seeing the data from the black leaders that are already in power, and they done nothing for the people. So now we don't care what color you are. You know what? To be honest, we don't even care that you don't give us stuff just for us. We know that's not going to happen. All we care about is opportunity. We just want opportunity. We just want it to be equal to where we can get a job, where we can get opportunity, and that's fine. That's all we really want. There's no more of us coming out here talking about we got our hand out. Because you know why? We want to be individuals. We want the freedom to do whatever we want. We don't want to be controlled. So you can keep the Section 8, you can keep the food stamps, you can keep all those things because you know why? All that means is control. What you have to understand about a lot of black people, we are individuals. We want to be our own boss. You see it across all the time. That's the reason why we're entrepreneurs. So we don't want to be in that system. We just want to vote and vote for somebody. Doesn't matter if you black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. We want to vote for people that say they're going to give us the opportunity. We don't want to vote for people that's going to continually tell us we're oppressed. It's bad out there for black people because you know why? There's a lot of successful black people out there. This ain't when slavery was around, right? The people that are struggling right now is because they choose to struggle. It's not because of oppression. That's the thing that black people are understanding now. They're saying it's not about being oppressed. The people that's struggling that you see that are on drugs, that got all these kids, that's self-inflicted. That's not due to the system. There's no system out there, right? And that's what we see from these black leaders. They talk about oppression, but they don't talk about solutions. They don't talk about how they can help us. So that's why we look at now. We don't look at just our candidates, our color candidates to vote for. We look at everybody. And I love to see that from our community.
say that I would support somebody like Kamala Harris versus somebody like Summer Lee or Cory Bush or Robin Wamsley, who is on city council in the city where I live. No, I'm gonna ride hard as hell for them. Whereas Kamala Harris, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, Sister Cat. Like, I like. And again, I'm not saying, like, I understand that black politicians are sometimes held to a different standard than white politicians. I get that. But the idea that just because somebody is black, that means that and a politician, that means that they have my best interest at heart, is not at all the case.
Like, people, we got to start knowing how important our vote is and how important our dollars is. Because we don't know what we doing. We just be handing it out. What the hell? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting real tired of hearing black people say, oh, I'm just voting for the black candidate. I'm just want somebody black to win. I just want somebody black to win. Okay, as if that means that black people as a whole are gonna start doing better. That's not how that works. Like, here in Texas, when it comes to the Jasmine Crockett thing, it's like, you, especially black women, you would ask them, who you voting for, and they would say Jasmine Crockett, which, you know, that's, if you want to vote for her, that's fine. If you voted for her, that's cool. However, you ask them deeper questions like, well, what policies are you looking forward to her, you know, doing? Or like, what policies of hers do you relate to? Or what policies are, I don't know, she black. It's like black people, we don't really understand how important our race is, how important our spending dollars are. I feel like if we did, we would do way more research, further research on, you know, just their policies, not their race. And oh, she black. We gotta stop giving out.
Very smart. We got to stop voting for people just because they black. What's your policy? They don't have none. When I looked up Jasmine Crockett, she didn't really have any policies. She's been in the House. What has she done except for target people and be that loud person in the room is what they expect black people to do. But what has she done? See, what we start seeing from black people, we start seeing, check, what have you done? Let's do some research on these people. What have you done while you was in the House? What have you pushed? What initiative have you been a part of? Nothing. You just been the loudmouth. What has Kamala Harris did, especially for our culture as vice president? Nothing. But when she was attorney general, she was arresting a lot of black men because of weed. All you gotta do is do research. What is Mayor Brandon Johnson doing in Chicago right now? Raising property taxes, who affects mainly who? Black people, because they own the properties in the hood. They're trying to create gentrification, and they only raising the taxes in their neighborhood. What is Brandon Scott doing over there in Baltimore? Raising the budget, which in return does what? Raises taxes. Who does that affect? Black people. All you have to do is do your research. This goes for Democrats, Republicans, doesn't matter. You voting for these people? Man, he look like us. She looks like us. Let me do a little research, though. Let me see what she about. I'm not going to vote for you just because you black. The jig is up on that.
Vote out just freely, you know what I'm talking about? And that's to any party. I don't agree with any party 100%. I would never say I'm just a Republican. I would never say I'm just a Democrat. I'm a believer in Christ. That's the only thing I'm. But I feel like once you start to say you're something and that's just what you are 100%, you by default start to agree with BS, which either party may bring, you know, to the table. You just start to blindly just agree with BS. Oh, I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm a Democrat. You gotta know it goes deeper than just having a black candidate. I mean, we already been through that with Obama. Like, Obama was a president and our communities are still the same. Like, it was more done for other communities than us, which is cool. That's what he wanted to do. That's okay. That's cool. But I'm talking about as far as us giving our vote freely to somebody just because they black, bro, we've seen historically that didn't work the first time.
Love to see people just being smart. It's no longer voting based on color because that never got us ahead anyway, right? Obama, what did he do for black people? Nothing. Kamala, black people, nothing. So we got to stop We got to stop voting based off of color. We got to start voting based off of policies. We got to start doing our research on these people, and then we got to see who best fits for us. But you got to go also to understand this. Look, stop expecting these politicians to do something for you. Stop expecting that they're going to do something specifically for you. All you should be asking for is, as long as the playing field's level, as long as I have opportunity, As long as we got this same thing evened out. So when I'm winning, nobody's bringing me down. Nobody's targeting me because I'm making more money. Just make that even. I don't want nobody coming to me as a politician talking about they're going to give me something. No. I can get it myself. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to understand what policies you like. But voting for somebody because they black, oh, that shit is sealed. Let me know your thoughts about this in comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to see all the new videos. Tune in Monday through Friday, 10:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got the No Filter Morning Show. Can't wait to see you talking about real stuff all the time. Message for the haters. Keep it coming. Keep that stuff coming. I love it. When I see you hating on me, all it does is charge me up. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.